Hi everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to today's video, which is yet another weekly pregnancy update video held here in my humble abode, in my lovely boudoir. Just like every week, I promise one day I'm going to surprise you and we'll be somewhere else. My voice is a bit dodgy at the moment because I actually lost it a few days ago. I haven't been feeling brilliant recently. I've been a bit under the weather, so much so that I lost my voice. Luckily it's come back a little bit, so I know I sound a bit different, but hey, that's the story behind it. So I am 25 weeks pregnant now, and well, I'm just over 25 weeks. I'm going to tell you about my 25th week. Let me tell you a bit about myself if you haven't been here before. My name is Rebecca. I am 41 years old and I am a mum of 4, soon to be 5 lovely munchkins. My eldest is actually not a munchkin anymore. She's all grown up. She's 17 years old and I have almost 3-year-old twins and a 17-month-old toddler. And I'm pregnant again with number 5. Yeah, so let's just jump into what I've been up to this past week. Obviously, you can tell, I've already said, that I've got a bit of a dodgy throat and I've been a bit under the weather. I've also been to see my midwife. I had my 25-week appointment. Most people get a 25-week appointment, not everybody. If it's your first pregnancy, I'm pretty sure you would definitely have a 25-week appointment with your midwife. I mean, there are lots of other reasons why you might be given another appointment. I've been given another appointment, I believe, because I'm an old woman. Because I am a geriatric mother. I think that's why I got one anyway, but that's fine. I like the scans as well if possible, but I have to wait to see a consultant, which I will be seeing actually in a few weeks' time. Anyway, at my appointment, I had my fundal measurement across my tummy when I was led down. So they've started doing that now to see if my bump's growing well, and it seems to be growing spot on, so that's really good. And they also listened in to the baby and I heard its gorgeous little heartbeat. We also spoke about having a blood test to test for my iron levels, because I might not have to continue to take my iron tablets anymore that I have been taking since about week 13, I believe. But then she said, you're back here anyway for a 28-week appointment, so we'll just hold off on that and do the blood test then, because I really do not like having my blood taken. I'm a bit of a wimp. I always have to look away. We did discuss my birth plan, I guess. There's still not a plan put in place as such, but we are looking at creating a birth plan, because I don't know if you already know this. You might have watched some of my earlier videos, but I've already had 2 previous cesarean sections. One was planned and the last one I had was an emergency cesarean, and I'm hoping to have a VBAC this time round. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But plans are going to be put in place that would help me to achieve this, because I am a bit of an older mum. I have had 2 previous cesareans, so there are little things like that stacked up against me. But as my consultant said, as long as I'm healthy and the baby's healthy, he doesn't see why that can't happen. So I need to make an actual birth plan with my consultant and a midwife, which is going to happen in a couple of weeks when I see my consultant. So if you're in that position, or if you have a particular idea of how you would like your birth to go, I mean, let's not get carried away here. We all know that births can sometimes be completely spontaneous and anything happens. You could literally have a baby in the car on the way to the hospital, you could have one at home, you could have one in the supermarket, you could have a planned C-section, all these different things. So if you know what you would like to happen, get it written down so that your midwife and doctors, they can all read what you hope for, especially, sorry, losing my voice again, especially with things like, what kind of drugs do you want? Do you want an epidural? Do you want gas and air? Do you want nothing? Do you want a water birth? Are you into hypnobirthing? Would like to do that? All of these things are really important because if you don't write them down, they are not going to know. So yeah, I would recommend getting it written down as soon as possible, really. And it also puts your mind at rest that you know that these things are written down. So if anyone picks up your notes and reads them, they will know your expectations. Also, in the UK, you get given something called a MAT B1 form, which they would fill out for you, and then you fill out part of it as well and you send it off, which entitles you to get maternity pay. So if you're employed, you give it to your employer, and then they know that you're going to be off from your date of choice and you will get maternity pay. Also, if you are self-employed like myself, you will also get some kind of maternity pay. It's slightly different, but it still covers you as well. So make sure you pick up your MAT B1 form. If you don't get it at your 25-week appointment, I believe they give it to you on your 28-week appointment, because I'm pretty sure everybody has a 28-week appointment, so make sure you get one of them. I hope you can hear what I'm saying because I'm actually struggling to talk at the moment. I'm struggling to breathe because this baby is getting big now. If you are where I am, 25 weeks of pure massive bump growing, feeling all a bit squished, starting to feel a bit itchy and a bit achy, I totally feel you, because that is where this girl is right now. I am struggling, especially with it being a bit warmer. Well, I say being a bit warmer, it's kind of cooled down a little bit, but it's still muggy. At night time, I have a big floor standing fan blowing at me. Well, I've got it on oscillate now, just so, you know, try and cool the room down, but that really helps so much. I got one from Amazon and they are just so cheap. They're that cheap. I picked one up for the children's rooms as well because it works wonders. I'll actually link the fan in the description box below if you want to go and take a look, because they're absolutely brilliant. I would highly recommend getting one. Even when it's not hot outside, it's really nice to have a nice cool gentle breeze blowing on you, because when you get further into your pregnancy, my goodness, you get hotter and hotter and just lay it there on your bed like, I'm absolutely boiling, help me. So rather than laying there absolutely starkers, you can have a little bit of a fan on you, cool you down, make you feel a bit more comfortable. Talking about comfort, oh, I am having horrendous problems with round ligament pain. Now, I've been getting it really early on, probably from about 12 weeks. I can't really remember, but I did say back in my earlier videos. Now, round ligament pain, if you haven't had it, is a pain that goes around your bump. It's usually nearer your pelvic area, and it can feel like a dull ache in some people. Other people, you might feel like a sharp pain. And I have read that it could last a few seconds and it could last up to a minute. Well, let me put the medical expert straight, because mine hasn't lasted a minute. I have had the most horrendous pains. I don't want to scare anybody, because I don't actually know anybody else that's had it like I've had it. I've had it really bad. I have usually for about 20 minutes I get these horrible pains, and it is horrible. The other night I was in bed and I was talking to Reese and he was making me laugh, and I could not stop laughing, and I could feel something starting to go on in the ligament area. don't know what you call it, the round ligament area, and it started to get worse and worse, and the pain started to build up so much. I ended up screaming, and now that might sound like a really drastic thing to do, but believe you me, the closest pain I've had to that is labour pain. It was so painful. I knew I wasn't in labour, I knew it wasn't labour pain. What I did know was it was really, really painful, and it took my breath away so much. I was trying to move around, trying to make myself feel comfortable. So if you get this, sometimes moving can make it worse. I guess it depends on everybody. But I managed to get Reese to sit me up in bed, and I kind of got out of the bed slightly and like turned onto my front so I could let my tummy hang down. That helps. But yeah, I mean, it's no joke. It can be really, really painful. So now I've got myself a V pillow. Just an easy, basic V pillow, which I have been sleeping with to try and help with some of the strain on my bump. So I kind of sleep with my leg under one bit and the other part underneath my tummy. It's been helping a lot. I've also got a wedge underneath my bump. It all depends on how I'm feeling. But I got that from Amazon as well. Amazon is so cheap. I will link that in my description box as well. Yeah, so let me just have a think of what else I've been up to this past week. 25 weeks. I'm almost in my 3rd trimester, which is, to me, crazy because the time has gone like that, literally. This is my last pregnancy as well, and I'm trying to enjoy it as much as I can, but the time is just flying by. Let me tell you, I have been enjoying some yummy dishes. There is food. I love food anyway, and there's something that I keep repeatedly making now. It is from HelloFresh. I got this HelloFresh a couple of years ago and I really enjoyed it so much. I kept hold of the recipe card, and it is just an aubergine lasagna. I plan on batch cooking it when I'm getting closer to my due date, just so we have it when the baby is here. I've also tried making a dish from my Jamie Oliver cookbook. I'm a vegetarian. This is actually from his veg book, which is packed full of amazing recipes, but I tried this one out. It's called a reverse puff pastry pizza. Basically, it's just puff pastry with lots of different veg on it, and you cook it in like one pan. It's perfect and simple and just easy and absolutely delicious. I would really, really recommend this. You don't just have to eat it like for an evening. You can make it in the day and have it at lunch, or warm it up for lunch the next day. It really is pretty versatile. But yeah, I will link that book in my description box as well. Now, every week I show you what the baby is looking like via an app. Here is little baby at 25 weeks. Look at that. I find it amazing. Every time I look at it, this is the Baby Center app. I'm pretty sure I mentioned that in every video, just in case you wanted to go and have a look yourself. It is fantastic, and it just shows you the size of what your baby looks like inside you right now. It is 34.6 centimeters long. That is from head to toe, so that is getting big now. I actually got one of Rosalie's dolls, and I got a tape measure and I measured it because I was thinking that's probably about the same size, and it was the same size. Then I put it up against me and I thought, how does that doll fit inside me? It does, and there's also a placenta as well, so it must be really squished in there. It's also saying that it's the size of a Swede, and it is 660 grams in weight, which is getting heavy. When Rosalie, one of my twins, was born, she went down to, I think it was about 800 grams. She was so tiny and so light. So yeah, it's not actually far off that, which is pretty amazing. As you can tell, I am actually really struggling to talk right now, so I'm gonna have to cut this video pretty short. Let me show you this. This is like a shirt, oversized shirt dress, which I sound ridiculous. This is an oversized shirt dress which I got. It's a maternity one, but you don't have to wear it as maternity if you don't want to. I'm hoping that the maternity things that I bought that I can actually wear again, like next summer. I don't think it's overly noticeable maternity. But anyway, this is a gorgeous shirt dress. You see my bump there? Look at that. Look at that bump growing. I got it from Pretty Little Thing. I'll link that in the description box as well if you wanted to go and take a look. They're so well priced, their clothes. That is about it for my 25-week update. I know it's not a massively long video, but I am so sorry. I am struggling to talk and to breathe at the moment. It's all a bit of a struggle. Now, hopefully next week, when I do my next update, my 26-week update, oh my goodness, I hope that I don't sound as ridiculous as I do right now, and I am able to speak a little bit better. So with that being said, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I would love it if you could subscribe and join me for the rest of this pregnancy journey and take a look at the previous videos if you haven't done so already, because there are some nice little gems over there. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a great big thumbs up for me, and I will look forward to seeing you in the next one. So have a lovely week and take care. Bye.